Well, I'm trying something different tonight. Still sitting on the front porch. I'm out in the yard. Uh, Topper I almost didn't do one. I've had hair, but it's alright. We're here. We've been on fall break. Background back there. We just got done building I think you call that a heat hoop. Stretched plastic over the fall garden. And I come out and walking back and forth and walking by my rose bush and seeing the buds budding again. Just kind of gave me hope. Almost like a new life. Right here beside the fresh bloom rose is the remains of a dead rose. But here's another fresh bloom. Even though the cold is coming in, it's still bloomed out. Of course, we've had some crazy weather. Back and forth, and hot one day and cold the next. Really got me thinking. It's been a while since I've done a video. Kinda got to where didn't really have anything to say. Because I felt like I was doing the same old things, saying the same old things. Keep on keeping on. But I seem like, well, every year this bloom, it blooms. It knows it's going to die, but it still blooms. The rose bush knows the winter's coming, yet it's still putting out bushes and putting out roses. Brett planted a fall garden. Even though the cold is kind of stunning a little bit, it's still producing, putting out food. The other garden is still putting out food. We had squash and zucchini the other night. He just picked out of the garden. Things just keep going and keep moving forward. Winter, it seems like everything dies because all the leaves fall off and the trees look so dead. But the truth is, they're sleeping. They're resting. They're taking a break for a moment. Because they know it's going to be cold for a little while. But God designed them to sleep during the cold so that they could bloom when the spring comes. This rose bush, it won't have blooms on it this winter. Not as pretty as they've been this summer. But now come spring, it'll bloom again. Times in our life, we go dormant. I think we go and take a break, a rest. Take some time off to just recuperate. We don't stop. We just tread water for a minute. And there's times when you've got to regenerate yourself. A tree that never rests gets tired eventually. It's like a tree that's always in a wind. It can endure for a time, but eventually the wind will win and the tree will fall. But as long as it endures and it grows its roots deep, no matter what the wind brings, the tree can endure. Especially if the storms are in short spurts. Right now, it's time for our deep roots to get deep. To dig deep down inside of us. It's getting a cold time. It's getting a time when getting outside in the fresh air is going to get cold. And it's the time of the months when people get sad. Holidays come up, and sometimes the holidays make people sad because somebody's not here that was here before. Or maybe the holiday doesn't mean as much to one person as it does to another. Whatever the reason, this winter, when it feels like it's never going to get spring again, remember, spring does come. No matter how cold it gets outside, stay warm inside. Bury your roots deep into who you are and who God made you. I find time I usually, at the first of the year, we will make a challenge. We'll challenge each other to read the scriptures through. Our pastor usually challenges us to read the scriptures through in a year. And usually, come first of the year, when it's cold outside, you can't do anything. That's when me and Brett usually end up reading the most scriptures and getting into deep Bible studies. We were just talking the other day about how we have let that slide since the spring came and the summer's come and we've got so busy. And we can feel it. We can feel it in our hearts and in our soul and in our deep core of who we are. And I guess what I'm saying is don't wait till there's nothing else to do to find time to get along with the Lord. The sun is setting. It's fixing to get dark. It's supposed to get cold tonight. It's already getting chilly. My little rose bush, I don't know how long it's going to bloom. But I know it'll sleep for a while. And it'll bloom again. He blesses me with it every spring. Because when this bush blooms, it reminds me of His beauty. With every sunset, I'm reminded. But for some reason, this rose bush reminds me that deep inside of all of us, there's beauty. And we just only have to look. I believe in you. God bless.